What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah? Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
You have fun, Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
Hello, and a very, very special welcome to you. This is your show, the Monday edition. I am Gary, still your very busty host. Still trying to get rid of that weight. It's tough, man. It's almost like it just sticks around, doesn't want to leave. But, you know, at least you get to call yourself busty to start a show. That's pretty fun, right? This is a network, not a network, the network, bringing back scheduled viewing 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. You will find us here on our channel on the internet, but make no mistake, this isn't a podcast. This isn't one of those, show that's on something here or that, a platform thing. No, this is scheduled viewing, just like when you used to get home from school. You turn on the TV channel, whatever it is, and you got your show. That's what this is. You get home 4 o'clock, turn us on. Here we are, the way we used to really, truly enjoy content, all right? And I think that's what's been missing for a lot of people. We always talk about doom scrolling and how all you get this, this, and this. Whenever you have the opportunity to actually sit down and enjoy a show for however long it is for that day, that's something we want to bring back. Long viewing, enjoying something, getting invested into something. That's what we do here from 4 to 5 p.m. live, Monday to Friday. No one else does it. That's why I say we're a network. We're not a YouTube channel. We're not a podcast. We're exactly what you used to enjoy when you were kind of just like with us. All right? As well, we love to make up categories around here and say we are number one in said category, including today. We're the number one category on YouTube. I guarantee you right now. By the way, 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday in Saskatoon. The only one we know of. Maybe in Saskatchewan, too. We're the only show as well that has a possible Zoom guest maybe possibly joining us whilst driving possibly right now. We're number one. We're number one. I can confirm this for sure. We are the only show on the internet that's run by a hand. Ladies and gentlemen, the Phenom on the ones and twos today. Look at that. Still just living that hand life, doing good things. We're talking about doing a chug off this week, I think, weren't we? Something to do with the hand chugging stuff, and we're going to solve a lot of problems and figure out the anatomy of that hand and how the hell does it show up here and work like a human. Very, very strange. We also have another tradition around here, something that starts each and every show, and that is the Maggie Cam. Now, let me tell you, this is the greatest camera in the history of the universe because this dog, she is so special, and she brings everyone together, including our fantastic friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. We were in there today. Brooksie and I took Margaret in there, and Leroy was waiting and ready right when we got in, and Leroy just happened to be dating Maggie. And once you walk in, he's their greeter, just like when you walk into our studio here. Maggie's our greeter, so they have similar jobs. And then Leroy just picks up her leash and runs her around, and then Maggie eats as many treats as she can without anyone looking. And it's a lot of fun. I was joking, as you'll hear, we have a previously recorded segment with Brooksie with a little more in-depth look at how the visit went today, but it was absolutely incredible over there at Pet Planet on 8th Street as we like to film Adventures with Maggie. They're these little clips, little videos of her shopping around and doing stuff, and they have the coolest new gear there for your dog. They're buckle-up collars, so they got like a seatbelt buckle on them, but they're collars for your dog. Maggie is currently sporting her Marvel one. Okay, she's got a comic book one going on. Amazing stories and so much more all over there. Got the Spider-Man on there and so many more, and the matching leash. Okay, so we'll get into more of that, but I'm just telling you, they have all the newest, coolest stuff for your dog, as well as the cleaning station, which is going to be the next video. We're going to get Maggie in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's all thanks to our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. As you go in there and you say hello to everybody and have a lot of fun, just remember, they're great, great people doing great, great things. Mike and Rochelle, as well as the After Hours crew of Kirsten, Shara, Chris. They take care of you and the weekends as well. They're always ready to make your life better when it comes to anything that involves your pets. Pet Planet on 8th Street. Check them out. The coolest people doing awesome, awesome things. So Brooksie stopped by earlier And we're going to play that tape for you in a little bit of time. We're just sitting here hanging out. I'm getting some nods from the hand here. He's nodding, saying yes. I'm nodding that there's nothing going on there. So I'm going to set up a little bit with this maze stuff as Coach Kamatu gets set to pull over at some point and join us here. I got my earpiece. Shout out to Sound Hearing Impressions, Cassandra and the team. Best in the business. They custom this thing, and I always tell you, my biggest issue now is forgetting that it's in and taking it out, and then I have to reattach it because I'm dumb. But I'll get up and I'll walk away, and then it'll yank because I forget. Like the old ones, you know they're always in there. These ones are custom fit to your ear, so you forget that you're even using them. Blessing and a curse, I guess, right? Coach Kamatu joins us every Wednesday for the All the Way Around table, where we check in with the amazing Adrian Blarson over on the other side of the world in Melbourne, Australia, as well as the Phenom's dad, Curtis Anderson from Strip Down. He joins us for those, and we usually have a lot of fun. And we get into different types of topics and touch on all sorts of interesting things. I will say this, on Friday, Coach Kamatu and I were at the Cave for another incredible ultimate football draft, the Fat Tito Ultimate Football Draft. Well, fantasy, not football, fantasy. And we've touched on it a couple times around here about how it's sort of set up in that you don't draft players like you would in a fantasy football or a fantasy hockey league. You're drafting teams, which makes it so much more fun. And usually you're a team of guys drafting teams. So, for instance, yours truly, we are on a team with Verno and Stevie, and we have a lot of fun in there. Coach Mazer is on a team with our buddy Kavanaugh. Shout out to Kavanaugh. So good to see all the boys, all of them, at the Cave. And shout out to George as well for hosting us the last couple of drafts we've had at the Cave. And it's so, so good. And they are closing down. So it was very busy, and we had to share the room for a while, and I had to ask our commish, Mr. Rabko, my amazing, sweet, beautiful prince, if we had to put a filter on or anything. I was like, there's people here. We usually get pretty out of hand. Like, are we? It's like, oh, no, it's all good. And it's such a fun environment there. And just to get in and, catch up with all the boys. And to everyone that we saw there on Friday night, I want to say last night, on Friday night, thank you for another incredible, incredible draft as we drafted golf and tennis. Now, if you know golf or tennis, those aren't teams. Those are human beings that are playing those sports. But we treat them like teams. So you got to pick two from each. It's a really, really cool concept, and we love the Ultimate Fat Tito draft as we have a lot of fun. And it was a very good time. The food, though, I always get the spot closest to the table where George puts out all the food, the pizza, the dry ribs, and the chicken fingers. Oh, and the ribs with the bones where you eat like this. Yeah. Needless to say, I've been stuffed for a while. But the teams that we got were very, very good. We got Swiatek. We got Iga Swiatek, which I was very, very excited for. I think that was a thumbs up. Was that a thumbs up? That looks like a thumbs up. And that thumbs up usually means it's time to check in with our second favorite coach, hence the name. It's Coach Kamatu! Oh my God, did you get prettier again?
No, sir.
What, did you shave?
Yeah, I shaved my face.
That's it. Yeah, you look like you're ready to do a photo shoot at a modeling agency.
I would disagree.
You don't get that often?
No. You know how people get, as they age, they get little wrinkles, and it's usually you got like, I used to think I had a frown wrinkle, but then I was observing my face the other day, and I have a trying to stay awake wrinkle.
Oh, man, I bet you I created one of those too.
I have those right here. So I like wearing a bucket, hides my 3 head,
I do. I feel that, and as another fellow human that loves to hide all my imperfections, I'm just looking at myself now on the screen and realizing, did I not clean myself up today? Like, I took a shower, I brushed my beautiful face and my hair, and I soaped up, and I put on deodorant, and I went to Pet Planet, as I'm sure you heard from that amazing opening. We had a new video coming. I'm very excited for all that. I did all these things, but was this how I looked when I did it? Like, I am wearing my Brutus the Barber Beefcake cat shirt, which I do enjoy. I feel like I let the world down today in the looks department.
No, I think you'd never do, Gary. You're always good. And when you get that crimp perm thing that you get going,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
You think that's peak Gary? The once we pull the braids out of the hair and I get the perm going, is that my best looking version of me?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this here. Makes me feel better.
What are you doing? You going to your meditation room, bro?
Yeah, I just went and grabbed my bucket from the room.
Oh,
Some
okay.
dark, say.
What's that?
What's happening?
I wanted to check in with you today. I was just sort of recapping our night over at the cave on Friday. Was that the final night for George and the gang over there?
No,
Okay.
no. I think February
Okay. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
or something.
For some reason, I was stuck thinking that was like the last. I guess it's because we were sharing the boardroom. I thought they were just everyone was just coming in to say goodbye. So I was like, man, I didn't even give George a proper goodbye, but that makes me happy. So now we can actually do a proper one for him.
Yeah, no, I think that those people actually rented the space, and
We
we
forced ourselves in there.
when we go in there, we get there like the after hours club. While they're closing things down, we get to be in there using it. So um, yeah, I don't think it was the last night, and I don't think we were encroaching. I think they kind of rented it for a certain time, and then George just let them know that we were going to sneak in there at the same time.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Any thoughts on the draft tonight? I feel like that was a really good one for Sterno and Gary. How are you feeling about your team? Which we won't use team names, I guess.
yeah, it's slightly
Yeah.
yeah. Don't those names get a little bit childish?
Hmm.
Kind of. We did really good, actually. I would say. I'm just trying. Sorry for glancing down. I'm trying to line up the results from the U16 Nationals in Australia because I was preparing this for Wednesday, but I'm
Yes.
here now and days passed, so I'm trying to do that at the same time. We did good. We got Rory. I don't know. Did you say who you got? I missed everything. I was driving home.
Yeah. No, I mentioned all I could remember was Swiatek. We spent $30 on Swiatek, and then we had $1, $1, $1.
You did that girl that used to be good for $1.
Oh, Osaka, Naomi Osaka, and then everyone made fun of me for taking her. Like she can't bounce back from a little bit of mental anguish. A pro athlete,
I
man.
think I just think there's might be a fine pick. I think just guys look at their projection sheets, and she was nowhere to be found. So it was a little bit of a reach. I think that's
But
where you
for a
got.
dollar, right? Like I'd rather take a $1 lottery ticket on someone who's been proven already than someone who, oh, maybe this will be their year.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I hear you loud
Okay.
and clear. That makes sense. It's good. We had some money to spend, so we spent it.
You got Pete
Uh,
Sampras and Andre Agassi. I heard you got both of them.
no, we talked about this already. We're Boris Becker guys. We
Yeah,
love
Boris
the
Becker,
Becker.
Michael Chang. That's right. Or Goran Ivanisevic. Real tennis players.
Yeah. No, I like the Sampras and the Becker days. They don't. It's crazy to think how time sometimes stands still when you're a kid. Like
You said it, Rush. Time
uh,
stands still. It's a Rush song. Really good. Sorry.
I think something. How does the fridge get left open? I hope that wasn't open all day. That would be unfortunate.
Oh, do a fridge test live on the show. Let's do a fridge test right now. Find something that should be cold and let's see what temperature it's at.
No, I'm not going to look.
Well, that's
I don't
not.
want a lack of how much food we don't have in the house there.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I briefly looked at something, and I guess Connor McDavid is up to 1,040 points, tied with Yzerman for the fastest like guys that have gotten to that point at the age of 28. So like
Oh,
Gretzky was like 1755, Lemieux was like 1150, McDavid's at 1040, and Yzerman was at 1040 by the age of 28. I'm pulling those numbers. They might not be correct. I'm not sure. No one's going to fact check that. But I was just looking at how time, as we're watching this live, to unfold, kind of, oh, the family's coming in. This might get loud.
that's all right.
As we're watching it, it seemed like forever. Like maybe I was just hanging on every game when I was a kid. Just like I feel like those points took forever. It's crazy that we're here already with McDavid. You know what I mean?
You saying that stat alone jarred me. I don't know if you noticed that, but that
Yeah.
stopped me in my steps. Like, well, that can't be right. He just passed Steve Yzerman. Like, that's a pretty big name. And then it's like, oh yeah, I guess when you look at it, the guy puts up points all the time at a clip unseen since those guys. So it would make sense that he'd be right there in their categories for all those age and the milestones. Yo, what's up, boys? They're both there. There they are. Two of our favorite favorite athletes and human beings right there. Such skilled fellas.
So
So, yeah.
I don't know if Pete Sampras, Boris Becker rivalry lasted all that long. You know, it seemed
No.
like it. But like the guys that have went for, like, Djokovic's been going forever.
Yeah. There's
And then who's the
Federer, Joker, and who was the other guy? There's three of them. There are the
Pete
Nadal.
Lendl? But yeah, there's Nadal. There was who was the other guy that was forever before
Federer.
Djokovic?
Roger
Or
Federer.
Yeah, that was like quietly the guy. Who are we forgetting about?
That's the three. It's Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic.
Is that it? I thought there was another.
No, there's nothing else. That's it.
All right.
That's neither here nor there. What I did want to get into was football, as we got Monday night football yet again, and maybe the playoffs, but we don't care. We're going to spread that out to 3 different days, and that's what the NFL did, and we're pretty grateful for it. One more to go tonight. You got your Detroit, you got your Minnesota. We'll get to that in a second. I want to know your thoughts on how the weekend went. Any big things surprise you at all, or is it pretty much by the book stuff?
No, I mean, I did a little parlay and I won. So
This is what now.
that's right. So
Now you're getting into it, and I was giving you shit because I did not want you to cash out early like you're always wanting to do. Who was it? Was it TR on the other on that chat? The Tom?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just had a number. I was like, do I not have TR's number? So, Tom Ross, I love you, and I'm gonna reach out to you more now that I know that's for sure you. Anyway, we were sitting on the bar together, and I forced Mays to throw every cent he had onto Texas to come back and beat Ohio State, and they were going to, and then you decided to flirt with the cash out button. The universe said, "Oh, that's how it's going to be," and then Ohio State won. So that was your doing, by the way.
Not quite how it went. They were down by only 3, and they were on the 1 yard line, I believe, and they
4
could
tries from the 1, yeah.
And instead of just hammering the ball through different holes or gaps or doing the same thing, but just keep going to get that 1 yard, because eventually you're going to do it. They did it once, got stopped, then they tried.
Ugh.
What did they try to do? So no, the first time they got to the 1 yard line, they were maybe 9 yards to go, right? So they're first and goal, 9 yards, 1 yard line, got stopped. Then they tried
Very
to punch,
embarrassing.
got stopped. Then they tried a little pitch play
Ugh.
with section and just got lost 7 or 8 yards. And then they did the most lamest passing play where the quarterback, I'm not sure who he was, but he was supposed to roll, obviously scramble.
Ewers was his name, yeah.
And he didn't, he kind of just, his feet were like cement and didn't move. And then he just put up this half throw, and a guy got a hand on it or whatever happened. And didn't they return it for a touchdown?
Yeah, it went for a tutty. That was the end of the game.
Right. So I had a chance to cash out at that point for a very small period.
Hey, big in terms of budget gamblers like you and I. It was a big day
Right.
for you. Yeah.
But I could have cashed out and been ahead, and that's the game. And that's where we have a disconnect. It's like, if you don't lose, you're winning.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't go with the initial bet, you're a chicken.
Well, it's not you're a chicken. It's just you're tempting the universe to give you a different outcome. My thing is, if you're not confident in your bet hitting, why the hell should the universe be confident? It's just like throwing stuff in the air. You got to believe in yourself, believe in those parlays, especially when we're making parlays that are in the 80 to 100 to 1 range, because we're only spending $2 to $4. You know what I mean?
Right. But I guess if I'm invested in the game, if I have a moment to make money, then, and I'm not really watching the game. We were, so I was fine with it in the moment. And then I thought, at any moment we're going to be interrupted, not get to watch this game through, because we're going to get moved to a different location and start doing the draft. So I was like, well, if I cash out now, I'm ahead of where I was. Then the bet just never existed.
See, I never thought of that. I didn't think of that angle.
I could have just gave you the couple bucks that we won ahead. I'm back to where I was, and you're ahead.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Okay. Well, keeping that in mind, yes, this plays into your parlay from the weekend of playoffs. Playoffs? I just hope we can win a damn game. I think one of the things I miss most about my past job is having those sounders. I played that Coach Mora sounder No matter the sport, no matter who's playing where, whatever's going on. I'd play that thing legit hundreds of times a month. Just hit the Mora. Playoffs? Sorry. You got a parlay.
I don't want to spoil you, spoil it for you, Gary, but you know how you have that remote that can change the camera around, right? You can adjust things.
Are you talking about this whole thing? Right about. Oh no, this is the one that can put stuff onto the screen. As in, oh no, we're trying. Oh no, it's happening. It's finally LB. Oh no, okay. It's saying get connected. So I can't do it right now. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with it. I ain't messing with nothing. I'm just gonna leave it for now. Continue.
Anyway, you have that device and that little computer in your hand. You could
Mm-hmm.
actually put sand bites on, and we could do a few things. So that's you just maybe kick the tire on some
Hold on.
future.
Give me a Coach Mora playoffs. We can just do it live. It's way more fun.
It is fun. You can do it.
Do one.
I'm not into it.
Playoffs? No.
Playoffs?
I knew he would. Oh, dude, he just got Phenom. Phenom just lost. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, looking at these playoffs,
So anyway,
we got the wild card weekend in the NFL.
Right. So we got the Bills. We knew that they were gonna win, and I think when I locked in my bet, the game was already underway. So that was the easy lock. There was terrible odds in that, but that's why you parlay things to
Now you're getting it. Budget
boost
gambling.
it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we do.
Where we were on Saturday, sorry, we could rewind the clock. We had the Texans over the Chargers.
That was a tough go. That was a little bit surprising.
I had a busy Saturday, so we had hockey all day. I was at the rink all day. I missed everything. But I guess Herbert threw like 5 picks or something like that.
It was pretty ugly, yeah. Very, very full of picks he was, to quote Yoda.
He was. And then we had the Ravens over the Steelers. I wasn't surprised by that at all. I was expecting that, but I also wouldn't have been shocked if the Steelers would have found a way to just ruin things again, like the Steelers do.
And mostly because this is like the first time in a long time where everyone said, you know what? We're sick, if you're a Steelers fan, we're sick of always making it and then losing out in the first round. And this is yet another example of them always making it but losing in the first round. So not being good enough to move forward in the playoffs and not being bad enough to get a franchise-changing draft pick. They just sit in that middle place. And now, for the first time in a long time, those calls for Mike Tomlin, a head coach that has never had a losing season since he started there, is being run out of town. That's how bad it is in Pittsburgh.
He's not gonna. They'll give her one more try.
That's what they said 5 years ago.
Exactly. So they'll do it again.
All right.
And, then, as we said before, we had the Bills Broncos. That was to be expected. Broncos weren't ready. You know what I mean? They shouldn't have been there in the first place. They're not. They played above their expectations, way beyond their expectations.
One thing they did. Go ahead.
To reference our draft, they weren't picked at all, right? So they were a pickup after the fact. No one expected. So they would have been lower than 24. So in the bottom fifth.
Yeah.
So is there a lot of here?
What's that?
A lot of background noise happening here.
No, you're perfect. You're fantastic. Bo Nix is a quarterback. That's what they learned. They won a lot this year, and just knowing that they got their guy now. Like Bo Nix looks good. He's fun to watch.
I feel it's been said every year that the NFL's in a good place for quarterbacks. Like every year it's like, there's so much young talent. There's a lot of young talent in that NFL right now, but we seem to say that every year, and then some team seems to be able to ruin the future of some young, bright prospect. You know what I mean? Some good Penix or whatever that guy's name is for
Penix in Atlanta. Yeah, just look at Carolina and look at Jacksonville, and like all those guys. You think you got your guy, and then it's like, oh wait, this isn't really. You mean we have to do more than just get a quarterback? Yeah, you might want to do something.
Green Bay with who they got going on with
Love, yeah.
I like that. Even though the Eagles, that game was a bit of a dud. It sounded like we didn't get to see much, but then the Commanders with Jalen Daniels, like how sweet is that? I have a little fantasy draft where I got Lamar and Jalen, and my future's looking pretty bright with those two guys involved. Yet I had Barkley as well, and I managed to finish last. So I traded Barkley away.
Impressive. Were you saying Jalen or Jaden? I just want to make sure.
Maybe I was thinking of Will Smith's kid.
Yeah, Jaden Smith. That's like the only Jaden I know.
So is that what I said, Jaden or Jalen?
You said Jaden. That's good.
All right.
I think. If not, either way.
So anyway, he had to. We needed to win that game. I wanted, like I said, we're messaging again, and I wanted to cash out. I was thinking about cashing out at halftime because I thought it'd be a tight game, but I got busy because I'm a coach, and yeah, Jaden crushed it. He's like super bright. I think that kid's going to be unreal. And he even stiff-armed, who did he stiff arm? Lamonte David. Does that guy still exist?
I believe so. It was big. He was doing stuff that quarterbacks don't do, man.
Yeah.
It was wild to watch, and especially like when you're taking on Baker Mayfield. Like Baker is one of those guys. He took like 4 or 5 years to find and establish himself. So he's a classic story. Don't give up on guys if you know there's something there. And it was cool to see those, the new quarterback going against the guy who was a first overall pick, bottomed out, came up the other side as a whole different quarterback, and seeing these guys go at it and sort of play the game. Very cool. So in the end of all of that, did you cash out or did you cash out with a big win? How did it finish?
Yeah, we just woke up the next morning and saw that we were winners. That's a lie. I checked it as I was driving. It was a late hockey game for Jacoby last night, so I think we got home at 11 or something like that. So I had to look. It was almost the next day, and looked that we won. So we're back to square one. It's as if you didn't ruin my bets in the first place.
The universe works in incredibly mysterious ways, my friend.
Right. Almost the exact same figure that we were 2 days ago, as if nothing happened.
I'm going to blame Tom Ross for that one. That's a TR special. Shout out to him.
I agree. So should we cover the U16s real quick, or get
quick update? We got a couple minutes to go here before we flip on the pre-tape. So whatever you think.
AJ back in the fold on Wednesday, I believe. Mm-hmm. Let's just focus on the Roos, okay? We'll do that.
Yep.
Day 2, the Roos lost to Queensland 3-1. A little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
And then they lost to South Australia 13-0. That was a bit disappointing. Then they lost in day 3 to New South Wales 12-1.
What happened to the Roos, bro?
A little bit disappointing. And then on day 4, they tried to get it back together, and they lost 15-0 to Victoria. So they didn't make it to day 5 in the playoff rounds. There's a consolation game. Oh, look at this. No, I lied to you. Day 5 consolation game. The Roos beat New South Wales country 14-1. So they didn't leave it as the bottom dwellers. So that's good.
Roos not just a flavor enhancer for your soups anymore. They're coming at you for your titles. Or these are consolation side titles.
First appearance as the Roos, so maybe bigger things next year.
Very pumped for a more in-depth recap during the Wednesday All the Way Around table, starring this man right here, along with Curtis Anderson from Strip Down, and coach of national team. AJ, you coach?
I don't think so.
Father of athlete on national team in Australia. Coach number 1. All right, dude. Anything else before you go here?
Nothing. Just busy night of hockey, more hockey. So we got to get the kids fed and get homework done and get out the door here.
Perfect dad day right there, dude. Thank you so much for squeezing us in. I greatly appreciate it. You've saved yet another show. You know him as Mr. Everything around here. He's the apple of my eye. He is Coach Kamatu. Thank you, brother. You say hi to everyone for us, all right?
Bye.
Hey, look at that. Woo. You know, we say it all the time here, and it's always proven that to have a family like this that's just like you, just like everyone else, has a full-time job. And I don't mean like just a working job, like a family as well. And you have your sports you got to get to. You got all these responsibilities. And everyone that's a part of this family here at the network, they all find ways to just make it work. Like, again, Coach Kamatu there, and we're always so grateful. And you can't buy that. You know, you can't go out there and expect people to be this way. It starts from the ground up. And one of the things I'm most grateful for with this place is the fact that we built the environment where people are exactly like Coach Common there, who do want to come in and help out, because they all realize nobody gets further ahead than anyone else here. We're all one thing. And so we're always lifting each other up. We're always helping out with all these different things. And it feels so cool to be involved with a team that operates like that. So very proud of us. I was going to see if I can get this up there, but I don't know. It keeps wanting to connect. It keeps trying to, and then I just have to click it. LB, I didn't break it. Look at me go. Speaking of that family, if you want to be a part of it, it's real easy. Send us an email, contact@dufferinave.com. We're accepting new shows. We're accepting new advertisers. If you have a charity or an organization that needs some little push, a little oomph, we got you there too. Anything you need, we're here for you. Okay? No one's here to get rich. We're all here to get comfortable. Like I said, we all rise together. Only 2 rules. No dicks, no assholes. No politics, no religion. If you can fall into that category, you will thrive here with us, all right? Again, contact@dufferinav.com. Or if you don't like the word contact or the @ symbol, hit up our website. Exact same, just minus those 2 things you don't like anyway, all right? It's a great email. As we continue here on the Monday edition of your show, I was teasing earlier. Brooksie and I, Brooksie from Wendy Brooks Media, co-host of the Past Our Bedtime podcast. We went into Pet Planet on 8th Street and filmed another edition of Adventures with Maggie. And I won't say any more, as I'm really, really trying hard to be the professional host who doesn't say exactly what you're about to say again. As in, I don't want to repeat the words that I used to start the segment we're about to play, because that's Bush League. But at the same time, I always say that's the beauty of being live, and that's why we're the only place that does it, because it makes it real. And we are nothing but real around here, and that's what it's all about. Real, and we're local, and we're here for you. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling, and we're going to get into this one. All right, I'm not going to say anything else. Phenom, let's start that tape. It's Monday. I probably already said that. We're probably playing this after I did an introduction. It's okay. Still Monday.
Still Monday.
Brooks is in the house, one half of the Past Our Bedtime podcast, the full meal deal of Wendy Brooks Media. If you have social media and you're like, man, why do people even do this? She can fix that, and you don't have to do it. It's the best feeling in the world, knowing that you're still doing all those things that you've been told you have to do without any of the anguish.
Yes.
Which I appreciate.
You're welcome.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. We're just talking about Moana.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I was just saying that I've been saying that you're welcome all the time, like The Rock does, because the first time I ever saw that movie was in Kona in Hawaii a couple years ago, surrounded by all of the stories that were talked about in the movie. It's very cool.
Yeah, that's so cool. I just watched the second one, but I can't remember one song from it. So the first one had bangers.
I'm sure the second one did too.
It probably does.
Yeah, you haven't had it pounded into your brain like the old one.
Yeah, well, you know what? My kid, 10 years old, after we went and watched the movie, she was singing the songs. And I was like, how do you know that? Were you listening to them in your room? She's like, no, we just watched the movie. I was like, yeah, but like, you know every single word for that whole song already. You only watched it once? She's like, yeah.
You really like the movie.
Crazy.
Very, very cool. And that's the magic of the theater, though. That's what they want, is for you to leave singing along to all the songs and entertain you for the last couple hours. I think that's a good move for everybody. How was the songs? Like when she was singing, were they still good?
It was good. It was still good. Everything was really, really good. Yeah, I really liked it.
I gave you a chance to chirp and you didn't take it. I appreciate that.
No, it was no chirping. Moana's like really good. I love like the story. I love the characters. It's like, it's a nice change for Disney for a princess, but not really to be like Moana. She's the best.
Badass.
The best of the best.
Badass, I guess, like you said, not princess, but badass main character in a Disney movie, which is cool. So earlier we were playing some Super Smash Bros. And I gave you a whooping, which felt good, and then you broke all of our controllers as you raged.
Yeah. So far, my total of broken controllers is 2, and you had 1. Yep. And it's just me and you breaking the controllers. And now we only have 2 controllers, so we can't play.
We have 2 options. We got to get Matt Young in here and say, we got to start fixing these on his weekly Thursday segment, which we're going to do. And I also think we got to reach out and start loading up on new controllers, so when they break, we can just switch them out and keep rolling, because those games get intense over there, over in the Twitch streaming area here at the Dufferin Avenue Media Network studios inside the Sauntner Concrete Services Clubhouse.
Yeah. Another thing I think is like all the ones that are breaking are like remakes of the Nintendo controllers, not the original.
Yeah, you
so
want those OGs.
I gotta spend the $40 on an OG from somewhere.
Maybe we can get a deal. We'll see. We'll shop around. We'll see if there's any controller places out there that want to, support the movement that is this place as we grow and continue to put out content in different, incredible ways.
Yeah, I think what my plan is, if nobody sponsors our controllers, I'm just gonna get all gray ones, and then nobody can fight over which one's the best.
That's
It'll
good.
be like a surprise. Gary might mark it in some way that
Don't tell
only
anybody.
he knows.
Don't tell anybody.
Cause
I'll know which one.
But he was really sad I broke the controller. It was his favorite. But we
Yeah.
have this deal now.
It wasn't even my favorite. It was the only one that worked.
Yeah, we have this deal. No, well, it does work the best. But this deal is, if he sits in the comfy chair,
Yeah.
I get the good remote, or we could switch. So
Nobody's fully comfortable in there.
you should have.
That's what's happening.
You should have made me have the comfy chair, so I didn't break the best remote today.
You would have broke the other ones.
No,
You go
no,
crazy.
the one
You
that
go-
never breaks
When
is
you're in the
the-
zone, you're like, and
My
it's just-
childhood controller is not broken yet. It's a little slow, but it's not broken.
Okay, I guess
Still
it does
usable.
sort of work. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, now two of them sort of work, so that means it's even fight. Yeah, that's girl math.
Earlier today, we stopped by Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, as Maggie was in for another adventure, hence the name Adventures with Maggie. She goes in there and she shops around, and she usually steals a bunch of treats. What do you
Yes.
think the count was today of her just helping herself to those?
I was counting.
Amazing
She actually
treats.
only ate 25 cents worth of treats.
Okay, good.
Which was 2.
To Mike and Rochelle and everyone there, we'll make sure we cover that one next time we're in, as they got really cool stuff in there, man.
Yeah, they
Really
got some
cool.
new stuff, and I
Can we say
love
what?
it all.
Can we say what we were showing off? I figure we can. Hey?
Yeah, I think
Because she's
so.
wearing one right now.
Yeah.
You'll see it. She's got a brand new collar, but it's not any collar. They're called, believe they're called buckle up collars.
Yeah, so it's like a belt buckle that is how it hooks together.
Picture you're about to take off on a flight, and the lady, the stewardess, or the lady or man, whoever the stewardess is, does the big thing at the front. It's like,
Yeah.
here's how you put it in, and lift this up. Here's how you put it out. That's basically push it in and click it, and then push the button, pop it out. It's so easy, convenient, and it looks badass. She's got the comic book one going on here. And
Yeah.
I love it so much.
They had so many different kinds. They had SpongeBob, they had Mickey Mouse,
Yep.
they had Flintstones,
Yeah.
they had Avengers, the comic book ones,
Yeah,
they had
DC stuff,
Tweety
yeah.
Bird, they had like so many things.
Tasmanian Devil.
Tasmanian, yeah.
So many.
And then they have the matching leashes.
Yes, that's where it gets crazy.
Yes, and I was just telling Gary, I was like, I wish I would have known, or they would have got this a little sooner, because for Christmas I got the dog's collars
Yeah,
online.
you just did, yeah.
Because nowhere else in Saskatoon has like cute aesthetic collars, but now
Until now.
Pet Planet on 8th Street has exactly that, and you can mix and match and do whatever you want.
When I tell you these are the coolest things you've seen inside a pet store, I'm not joking when I say that. It's
Yeah.
like I had issues trying to pick one because there was a Batman one in there, like the pink Batman logo,
Yeah.
which would have been perfect for her. But at the same time, she's already done the pink thing. She's had the pink collar
her
and the
whole
pink
life.
leash since she came into our lives here. So Rochelle figured it was time for a little bit of a glow up for her. So she stepped it into I believe the DC universe.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that's not.
just
No,
a
that's
comic book.
Marvel.
Marvel
Amazing
Comics.
fantasy, yes. I'm so pumped for this. So
Yeah.
now when she walks, she's going to turn even more heads, which we're very excited for.
Gary was texting me. He's like, they got new like seatbelt buckles or something, and I was like, oh, I have one of those, and I thought he was talking about the things you like buckle into your car and then clip to your dog, so they like have a seatbelt, which I think they also have, but
I'm sure they do.
that was not it.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Absolutely different. And a total side note, I was told, I believe I was talking to someone inside Pet Planet years ago about how you talk about buckling in your dog. Ever since I heard this story about a lady who didn't have the leash buckled in the vehicle and got a ticket for her dog being a loose dog in the vehicle.
What?
I know. So it's just something to be aware of. I don't know if it's true or
I
not.
didn't know that.
But every time since then, when we get into the vehicle, I always make sure I take like the leash through the loop of the leash with the seatbelt, just
Yeah.
in case I get pulled over. No, she's locked in. She's good to go.
I
Might be a
have.
tip to
yeah.
start incorporating into your everyday life.
I have to buckle Lincoln. That's why we have them, because he'll legit jump out of the car
So
if the
pumped.
window's open.
Yeah.
He'll just see anything and like.
Whoa.
I don't think he understands. Whereas Ziggy is like too scared to do anything, can't even jump on the bed.
Oh, sweet Ziggy.
So
Polar opposites, eh?
yeah,
They're so cute.
for sure.
I love your dogs.
Yeah, and you know what? Pet Planet also has the baths there.
Oh, the cleaning station
Yeah.
we talk about all the time. I think our next video is going to be a cleaning station video.
Yes, and I also need to take Link because he's a stinky, stinky boy, and he eats he eats poopsicles, we call them.
Nice.
Like he loves going out and eating poop. I don't know if anyone else has talked us that. It's the
Apparently,
worst.
it's a very common thing, and I
Yeah.
had no idea. It gave me a new appreciation for Margaret.
Yeah.
So I
Ziggy
like there's
doesn't
so
do that.
yeah, like there's so many things that I've heard from people about their dogs doing. It's like, what do you mean? Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, Lincoln decided to bring in a whole poopsicle inside the house the other day, and we found it on his bed, and we're like, oh, not so much poopsicle anymore. When we found it, I was like, this dog is so disgusting.
Trying to save it
needs a
for
bath.
later, I guess, eh?
Yeah, it's so gross. Yeah, so anyway, I'm so happy Ziggy doesn't do that too, but then Lincoln like burps, and
Poop
then it
burp.
just smells like he pooped in your face.
Yeah.
That's what
They're poop burps.
that's so bad. Oh, disgusting.
Isn't it funny how much we love our poop burping little buddies?
Yeah, I love them so much.
So much. And
Yeah.
it's like they can do no wrong.
I know. And then Brad was like, came out of the bedroom the other day. He's like, looks like Lincoln ripped our old sheets,
Oh,
which,
no.
and then it was a big rip. And I was like, well, we don't actually know if it was him. But he's like, the dog can't come on our new bed sheets because we just got these bamboo bed sheets. They're
You
the
did. You were
best,
bragging about
best bed sheets I've ever had in my life. They were like $400 though, like so expensive.
them.
Like
What's so
bougie.
special about bamboo sheets?
Well,
What
first
makes
of
them
all,
great?
they're like an organic material, so you're not sleeping with like the polyester and all those fibers that are like toxic to you. The way they make, especially if you get white polyester, it's like
Toxic?
yeah, it like leaks into your skin. It's like bleached and has all these like it's from plastics, so that's how they make polyesters. So they like boil down all these plastics, and then they have to put a chemical on them to get all the labels off. And then it goes through that, and then if you have white, they also have to bleach it, and it just like stays in there. It's apparently really bad for you. You should ask Uncle Mike. I bet you he'll say
I
the
bet
same
you
thing.
this is right up his alley.
So I started really looking into stuff for our bedroom that was either like cotton or whatever. So I was going there for like any kind of cotton sheet. They were having a sale at Sleep Country Canada.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
Yeah, and
Not endorsed by them, but
No.
my God, that's a catchy jingle.
Yeah, and so I was like, thought I was gonna get Egyptian cotton because like I don't know, there was this movie back in the day. Where,
La-di-da, of course.
yeah,
Yes.
there's this movie, I forgot what it was,
Here
but this
comes.
guy made a song that was like sheets of Egyptian cotton, na 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 na, and it's like from a movie, Uptown Girls, I think it actually is.
If you're watching this, if you're listening at home, you can't see what's happening here, but if you're watching this, you can understand the rage going through my soul as she describes this.
Anyway,
Continue.
so it made me want the Egyptian cotton, but then we went there and the guy totally upsold us. He's like, feel this. It feels like the softest, most buttery sheet you've ever had in your whole entire life. Me and Brad slept like a baby last night. I woke up, I was like, this is the comfiest I've ever been in my whole life. The guy was saying that when he travels, he like asked his wife, like, should we pack our sheets? Like he's like, they're better than any hotel bed. And I like 100% agree. I was like, it's ridiculous to spend $400 on sheets, but it actually isn't. And you kind of keep your sheets forever. Like, how long have you had your sheets for?
These just got here when I got the place.
Oh, well. Anyway, you usually
They're
keep your sheets forever.
100,000% polyester. I'm pretty sure they were $2 and they came with like as a freebie when you buy like a pillowcase.
Yeah, you should definitely
All I'm hearing is la-di-da, look at me, look at my Egyptian sheets. I'm so
they're not Egyptian.
important.
They're bamboo. That's the
Oh yeah,
that's the
sorry, we
key.
don't talk about those garbage Egyptian sheets.
Egyptian cotton
We're
out,
sleeping on
bamboo
bamboo.
in.
Yeah.
But
okay.
anyway, it's not just that though. It's like any kind of natural fibers you should be using while
Just
you're
like with
sleeping.
Uncle Mike, yeah.
Because yeah, you're gonna absorb all those toxins and stuff while you're sleeping, and you're in there for so long, like half of your life you're sleeping. So I would suggest there is cheaper cotton sheets out there that aren't $400 at Walmart or wherever. You should check your tag and see if you actually have polyester and switch that out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always learn so much when you stop by.
Yeah.
You got any other amazing tips for us?
Sheets. No, but sleeping makes you a better person, and
I need
that
it.
might help
I know,
you sleep.
I'm so tired, dude. I am so tired.
Yeah.
I got to get my shit together. I got to learn how to sleep again.
It is. You need the bed. You need the pillows.
And you know,
need the-
when you're a guy who struggles with sleep for as long as I have, you have so many people that just want to help.
yeah.
So I'm always trying different new techniques, and it's all like, wow. What I really need to do is just take 2 big giant cups of hardcore sleepy time tea
Yeah,
and just
pass
conk 'em.
out.
That's what I think I'm going to do tonight.
I think like the going to bed itself is really, really hard. But if you make your bed super, super comfy,
Make
then
you want to be in
when
there.
you wake up, you're like, oh my God, I need to sleep and then it makes it really easy to sleep once you've already gone to bed. The going to bed is the hard part, especially for me. But if I can sleep in the next day and I like wake up early, I'm like, I'm
Back in there.
sleeping. I can
Back
go,
in there.
and that's when I dream like crazy. Because if I sleep and then wake up and sleep and wake up, I could go back to sleep and dream about what I was just dreaming about.
You get back into it?
Yeah, but I make it whatever I
Crazy.
want.
Oh, that's called lucid dreaming.
Yeah, that's what I do.
What
Only in
was
the
your
morning.
what was your last lucid dream? Tell us what happened.
I think it was like some type of game show or something. Probably because I was watching Squid Games. So I think it was just some kind of game show me and the kids were involved in, and I'd just like wake up and be like, oh my God, I need to know who won, and then go back to sleep, and then wake up and be like, why hasn't anyone won yet? And then go back to sleep.
Don't you die in Squid Games?
Yeah, I wasn't actually. We're also watching Mr. Beast. He has
Oh, God,
he has a
don't.
thing on Prime.
Yeah, it's the biggest ripoff. Like,
What? Well,
apparently the reviews have been so unbelievably bad about the whole thing.
why?
Well, because it's just a cash grab, and like he's like the how many people? 1,000?
Yeah.
They all have come out now since it's been done, and they all they're all trying to get their own famous out of it.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Every single one says the conditions under which it was all done was horrific.
Yeah.
And like everything you expect about this beast guy doing, he did. He's a piece of garbage, and he preys on everybody.
Well,
and
I've
he's gotta
been
go, "Oh,
watching
dragon,
it."
don't you fall down.
I've been watching it, and like during it, he breaks a whole bunch of world records. The most like contestants on a game, the most money ever given on a game, like crazy amounts. And
Have you ever
it's-
seen him like talk
he-
like normally?
Yeah, he's kind of weird,
It's
but
kind of weird.
But the thing is, I think that if people are like saying that, like the conditions are bad or whatever, like he was giving people, not even just the winner, but throughout the whole thing, life-changing amounts of money, like thousands, millions of dollars, giving them opportunities to win all this money. But the people who like didn't win anything and like got royally screwed by, especially some of the people there, because some of the people there are so horrendous, because you can't have 1,000 people there and not have some bad eggs in there. Like they probably had the worst experience of their life, especially if the living conditions weren't good and they're
It's not only
living with
that.
strangers.
So
and
just to give you a quick taste, everyone gets there on set. This dude gave them like a QR code that would give them free rides to the place, and none of those worked, so people had to pay out of pocket. They get in there, you have to hand over all your medications and stuff. A bunch of people had like seizures and hospital visits, all because they wouldn't give them their medicine that they needed while they were there. You're supposed to bring some underwear. They wouldn't let them change underwear. They wouldn't let them like shower. It's horrific stuff. And then all you see is this Mr. Beast guy just yelling, "Oh my God, there's 1,000 people here. Someone's gonna win $1 million!" Like just screaming
yeah,
nothing.
he
the
does
whole, like,
very much scream. That's the one thing I don't like about some YouTubers is how they're like
this guy is the
always
like,
screaming, and then when Emma watches it, then she starts screaming in the house, and I'm
what I'm
like,
saying.
you don't need to
one
scream
of
everything.
the dude is one of the most fake human beings on the planet, and not only is he fake, he's a horrible person with no soul, and that's a horrible combination to have somebody trying to run out here and say, "Look," and
YouTube's gonna come after you.
well, the reason we
They're
don't
gonna
like
flag
him,
all of this
we don't like
episode.
him because he says he's doing all these good things. Like you said, he does all these good things for these people. No, he doesn't. If you look into any of that, none of that's true. Every single thing this guy says is a lie, and it's all in an attempt to make him look good and important when
no,
really
like
he is just a piece
100%
of
those
garbage.
people are making that money.
Just promise me you'll look into it,
I will.
okay?
But like,
I'm telling you, they're not. You think they are? None of like. Just trust me on this
there's
one.
no way.
We'll see. Next time you're back, we'll get a full review on
Okay.
this.
I love conspiracy theories.
on this
and so I will
Beast-a-thon or
dive
whatever this guy's
deep,
doing.
deep down into that.
By the way, did he call himself Mr. Beast? Was he
No.
like, that's going to be my nickname?
No, that was his YouTube channel when he was like in grade 9.
So he
started
did
it.
call himself, "I'm Mr. Beast in grade 9.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Mr. Beast.
And
Jeez.
yeah, he was like super like nerdy though, like video games. Like
Yeah, he
that's
used to
what,
be a
that's
cool
all
guy.
he
That's what
did.
I'm saying. He used to be a really cool dude, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, people got a hold of him, and now look what he did.
Yeah, and then now he just. But the only thing I will say about Mr. Beast compared to other YouTubers is that, he's the money he got at the beginning, at least he was putting tenfold back into YouTube at the beginning, and that's how he got so big. So he was like spending millions and millions of dollars on each video and not really making for money, so he wasn't really buying. Now he has the mansion or whatever and all this stuff. But for the whole first half of his YouTube career, he was just investing it all back, giving it away to people, buying all the stuff. You know what I mean? But now he makes so much money, he is buying all those things now, right? And so people are seeing all this and him doing all this, but I don't even know. He has so much money.
If you would
It's
like
crazy.
to know the real Mr. Beast, it's very easy to figure out. Just go like 2 layers down. Just take it a little bit, and then you'll see exactly what this guy's about.
Well, I'm sure he's like very like money at that level changes you as a person. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to, but like I don't know if you know anybody who would make that amount of money who hasn't completely changed.
I'm not saying
You know what I
anything
mean?
about anyone changing. I'm just saying don't try to tell people you're something you're not. Don't say you're doing all these things for all these people when every single thing that you say has been debunked and everyone can see that you're just lying through your
No,
teeth
but
over
at the
and over
but at
again.
the beginning, I think he was actually.
I'm just
doing
telling
it,
you to
and
look
that's
into it.
why-
That's fine. You're
that
allowed to
might-
think that, but
yeah.
I want you to look into it.
And that might be why people like
Trust
believe
him.
it now.
Yeah, I know. That's what
You know what I mean?
Now you're getting it.
Yeah.
Now you're understanding where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
The
but
guy's a scam artist.
yeah, I don't.
It's okay. I mean, everyone does their own thing and go enjoy whatever you want. I'm just saying, don't expect us to sit here and listen to you say, I am the biggest, most beautiful person in the world
No,
who gives
he-
away to
he doesn't
everybody, and
think
I'm
he's the
so
most beautiful
important.
person in the
I'm
world.
the most important person. Look
He
at all
might
this
think
good I'm
that.
doing. The world's already too shitty. We don't need people like this adding to the shit pile.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think like
When you're actually doing
I
good
think he
things, you
does
don't
a-
need to tell everyone about
I
it.
think he does a really good job though at not like showboating too hard. You're saying those things, he might be showing that with his actions, but unlike some people, he's not fully talking the talk during every single video he makes. You know what I mean? Like he very much is showing it probably with what he's doing in his videos. However, he doesn't look at this camera and say, I'm the best YouTuber there's ever been and blah, 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 blah. And sometimes even in his interviews when you watch them, he's like pretty humble about it. I'm pretty sure. I'll look into it. But I feel like there's way worse people out there than Mr. Beast on a level where during their videos they're talking about themselves like crazy. Like even like when you watch like the Kardashians or something. Like that's the level of like they're super obsessed with themselves.
Are the Kardashians on YouTube? Did they start YouTube channels? Did they get famous through YouTube?
No, they got
You
famous
can't compare
through
them.
porn.
We're talking about.
I think that's worse. Honestly.
You win this round. Brooksie, thank you so much for coming in here and spending a couple minutes on this Monday, getting us all caught up with what's going on. Looking very forward to the new Adventures with Maggie video coming out after our visit to Pet Planet on 8th Street, your Pet's Natural Grocer. And then the next one also looking forward to as we'll show off that cleaning station we always
Yes.
talk so much about. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's going to be chaotic because Maggie's not used to you bathing her. So I can't wait to check
It's
that
going to
out.
be awesome. She'll have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very fun. From Wendy Brooks Media and the Past Our Bedtime podcast, her name is Brooksie. Thank you so much, bro. Always appreciate it.
Bye.
Oh, bye? I thought we would say boom.
Okay, fine. Do it again.
Bye. Nailed it. What a great show today. The Monday edition of your show. It always sets the tone for the rest of the week, and that was a very good tone setting, if I do say so myself, as we get set to call it a day here. What do you say, Phenom? You want to get the Frankie woken up, give him an elbow in the ribs, and tell him it's time to play us the heck out of here? Right on cue. Very well done. To Coach Mazer for kicking the show off and helping us dissect the wild card weekend football craziness that we all enjoyed. Very well done breaking it down, and nice little nod to the budget gamblers out there. If you're one of us, hey, you got a one. You won like $40, $30, whatever it was. The whole point being, I nudged him into betting a very big bet for him. He had made like 25 or so bucks, and I got him to ride it all on Texas on Friday. And college football didn't go well, but he got it back, so it's all good. The universe giveth, and she taketh away. That's how it works. So thank you again to him for his in-depth look at football. Do not forget tonight, Monday Night Football, Wild Card Edition goes down. You got your Lions, you got your Vikings. It's going to be a banger tonight, so be sure to enjoy your football. As there is not that many more chances. I think this might be the last Monday Night Football game of the year, to be honest. So enjoy. It's going to be a very good one. To Brooksie stopping by and telling everybody about the amazing time we had earlier today over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. Thank you to you, Brooksie. Always crushing it like you always do. To Mike and Rochelle and Leroy over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your Pet Natural Grocer. Thank you to them for starting our day off in the best type of way by hanging out with them and filming for another Adventures with Maggie, which will be out later this week, I do believe. I think that's pretty much it. LB walked in today. Shout out to LB for just being the man. He walks in here and he's like, "What's up?" Because he always flexes when he walks in. It's super cute. He's like, "Yeah, got some muscles in there. All right." He's going to be doing some stuff in here on the computer. I'm not sure what it is, but it's probably pretty important. Or not. You never know with him. Maybe he's just trying to run away from his beautiful girlfriend, Brooklyn. You never know. We don't ask questions. He's family. It's like you are whenever you come in here as well. Tomorrow, the All Outta Inks podcast crew will be back in the house, and we'll have a bunch of fun with Uncle Mike. You know him from his All Natural Products, and Matt from all the bands. And we'll always talk about how freaking cool this place is, all right? And there'll be a lot of that and a lot of music stuff as we continue to try to get this little record label thing off the ground. So much more on that tomorrow, all right? Remember, karma's very, very, very real. Do good things. They'll start happening to you, all right? I love you. Have a great rest of your Monday.